Okay, when it comes to errors, whose error it is when it comes to generational players or superstars, we know of the Jordan era and we know of the Magic and Bird era. And in that case there, those two actually share the era because it's believed that both of those players actually saved the league. There was a time where the league was really going downhill, and with the excitement of the Celtics and the Lakers led by Magic and led by Bird, hence the Bird and Magic or Magic and Bird era. They actually saved the league and brought it back to life. Then following that, we had the Jordan era. So now we have folks saying that around these times here, the LeBron or Curry era. What about the Kobe era? Was there a Kobe era? Was there a Tim Duncan era? Was there a Shaq era? We're going to break down how eras are considered and the criteria of certain eras and how they come to place. How do they get to what we call a person's era or a player's era? Is there a Curry era? Is there a Steph Curry era? Yes. The Steph Curry era in the NBA generally refers to the period of time where the Golden State Warriors dominated, and Steph Curry had incredible influence and performance toward those dominations, quote unquote, of the Golden State Warriors. Often regarded as one of the greatest shooters in NBA history. This era is commonly associated with the rise of the Golden State Warriors as the dominant team and their emphasis on three-point shooting and the fast-paced, exciting gameplay. The specific time frame for what folks are trying to elaborate on for Steph Curry or the Steph Curry era is generally considered to be around 2014 to the present. So during this time, Curry led the Warriors to multiple NBA championships and revolutionized the game with his exceptional shooting skills and ability to make shots from well beyond the three-point line, all the center court, all crazy pull-ups, right? His impact extended beyond the court, influencing how teams approach offense and player development with an increased emphasis on three-point shooting, right? So the three-point shooting and the small ball lineup. Now, Curry's impact on the game, it has been immense, and his era is categorized by his unique style of play, record-breaking performances, and the Warriors' overall success during this period. Did Curry really lead the Warriors? All right, so did he really lead the Warriors? Even though he's the leader of the team, we know that he's the leader, but we also have Draymond Green as the vocal and stern leader on the team, I believe. Or many folks do believe. But Curry is still a leader on the team. But did he really lead the Warriors? Because, you know, what some folks do, or most of us do, we go by accolades, right? So if Curry actually led his team to those victories in the finals against LeBron, he never got a finals MVP. While Curry was undoubtedly a crucial and influential player for the Golden State Warriors during their successful years, he did not win a finals MVP award during the championship runs. Instead, his teammates Andre Iguodala got one and Kevin Durant got two while playing with Curry. However, Curry's impact on the team's success and his role in changing the way basketball is played is still highly significant. So he does have major impact on those wins, on those victories. Curry is impactful, so let's not say that he's not. He was the centerpiece of the Warriors' offensive system, and it really relied heavily on his shooting. So his shooting skills and the ability to stretch the floor is what their superpower is. You're not doubling nobody. You're rarely doubling against the Warriors because you can't leave Clay, you can't leave Steph, you can't leave KD, you can't leave these guys open. His influence on the team's playing style and strategy was a driving force behind their championship victory, even though he didn't secure the Finals MVP. So with that being said, wouldn't this be considered the LeBron era, right? So the designation of eras in the NBA is subjective and it can vary based on perspective. While Steph Curry had a significant impact on the game with his three-point shooting, again, LeBron James also had a massive influence on the league for a longer period of time. The LeBron James era could be considered to span over a larger time frame, including his dominant years with Miami, then his return to Cleveland, resulting in the championship, and his time with the Lakers. His versatility, leadership, and impact both on and off the court, have made him one of the most iconic players in NBA history. He's often seen as the central figure in the league during his constantly high level of play and his role in shaping team dynamics in championship races. In essence, both Curry and LeBron have left their marks on the NBA, and the designation of a specific era can depend on various factors, including championships, playing style, individual achievements, and overall influence on the league. But I would like to bring up, during the years of LeBron to now, so around in the 2010s, we'll go from the 2010s till 2020, so a 10-year span. So usually eras are dictated by decade. So for the most of those 10 years, we had LeBron as the number one player in the league most of the time, and most of the time coming in as number two was Kevin Durant. Steph Curry wasn't on some of those lists, but Steph Curry was considered the best player or the number one player 2 of those years. So out of those 10 years, 2 of those years, he was considered the best in the league. Is that an error? That's not even the majority of the 10-year span. So the whole time it was LeBron first, and we even had Kawhi as a second to LeBron during that 10-year span. So why out of nowhere now we have just the Curry era because of what his team accomplished? His team accomplished those chips, especially against LeBron. And like I say, LeBron got a Finals MVP off of Curry, but Curry never got a Finals MVP off of LeBron. And that mattered. If it didn't matter, there wouldn't be Finals MVP. You wouldn't have seen Curry cry after finally getting a Finals MVP because he knew he had 3 rings but no Finals MVP. How are you the leader of the team, and on 3 occasions that you did win the championship, you didn't get the accolade or the Finals MVP? He knew that hurt. Everybody know that that's important. They try to brush it off because Braun got 4. Braun got 4 Finals MVPs, 4 league MVPs with his 4 chips. He's responsible for his wins. But a point I want to make is 2 of those chips that Curry has, it was shared with Kevin Durant. Now, doesn't that put Curry out of the conversation of having an error if he had to go get another top 3 NBA player at the time or another MVP within the last 2 years of that? Doesn't that negate that? And those wins, wouldn't they share those wins? But when Kevin Durant was on the team with Steph Curry, it was Kevin Durant that got the 2 Finals MVPs. Even though Steph Curry does impact the team, it's his team, it's ran through Curry, it's his system, it's the Curry system. He makes the system, it's through him. However, Kevin Durant is the one that basked and succeeded and outshined Curry in that system, hence leaving him with the 2 Finals MVPs. All right, so the first chip that Steph Curry got in 2015 against the Cavs, they were missing 2 of their star players. We know that. But even then, LeBron still had them 2-1. And it wasn't until Iguodala was incorporated in the defense, and then things turned and it ended up going to 6 games. And that's why Iguodala got the Finals MVP. It was his defensive play. It was him being injected into the defense that changed the dynamics of that series. That's why he got the Finals MVP. But then when it's a healthy Cavs team, 2016, we see what happened. They figured out their defense, they turned it around, and they ended up winning, coming back from a 3-1 deficit. Then they went and got Kevin Durant. So wouldn't that negate Curry's error, Curry's heroics, Curry's Herculean efforts if they went to get additional help when both teams were equally yoked? So they build teams to go get LeBron. Even in 2012, LeBron faced Kevin Durant, got Kevin Durant out of there in 5 games. Yeah, they want to say that they were young at the time. Yeah, but they beat Kobe. They beat the Mavericks. They beat the Spurs that same year. And they were favored to beat the Heat in 2012. LeBron James has 4 championships and was favored out of the 10 times he went to the finals. He was favored 3 times. Out of those 3 favored championships, he lost to the 2011 Mavericks due to his meltdown, due to him choking, as everyone says. JJ Barrera, the takeover. But the other 2 he did win, but then the other 2 he had against odds. So wouldn't that make it more clearer point that it's LeBron's era. All right, so in conclusion, this is my conclusion here. So we have both. I say we have both, but on different terms. When it comes to Curry, the Curry era would be more of the dynamics of the playing style, such as the three-point shot. You got players now that runs to the three-point line on a fast break, throws up those threes. So the shooting dynamic is what Curry has changed the game. So we would call this right now the Curry era of the style of play. When it comes to the actual era of dominance, teams building teams to take out one man, we're going to say that this is the LeBron era, and it's been going on for a while. So we'll say from 2009 to now, he's still the face of the league. He's still the main headliner of any NBA stories. Everywhere he goes, he's mentioned. Even when he's not the target of discussion, he is still mentioned. If we're speaking of Curry and Curry's MVPs and how great Curry is, somebody's gonna mention, or someone's gonna say in regard to comparison to LeBron James. No other player gets that right now. Everything that we do or say or talk about when it comes to sports or it comes to basketball, it always leads to the topic of LeBron James. That's a known fact. If we're on these YouTube panels and the subject is what's the criteria of being a top 10 player, most likely the discussion will end after hours of discussing why LeBron James is not the GOAT. So this happens all the time. This is LeBron's era. That's it. All right, so what do you think about the era talk or the era criteria? Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification for more videos.